Hey Pennfield, welcome to the last charge time of the year.
To start off, let us go to our 9th grade formal on Friday, May 5th. 9th graders came to get their party on after school with great music and lots of great snacks.
That is wonderful. Let us thank all the wonderful mothers, which we celebrate on Mother's Day on Sunday, May 14th.
On May 19th, our 9th graders went on their 9th grade field trip to Dorney Park. They all had a great time on all the rides and sang farewell to their last year of middle school.
Great. On May 24th, our refugee backpacks were filled and sent out to the families. We filled 55 bags and marked the ending of our one-book challenge.
In May, our music department had a plethora of concerts for our 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, as well for our specific musical groups such as Wind Ensemble.
That is great. Next up, Pennfield saying farewell to some of our most beloved retirees. Let's start off with us going to go interview Mr. O and Mrs. Riley. Hello Pennfield, welcome to our retirees interview with two of our music teachers here, Mr. Orhowski and Mrs. Riley. So let's get started. So how long have you been working here at Pennfield?
I've been at Pennfield for 27 years and 37 total for the district.
And I've been here 23, but this is my 39th year teaching. So there's 2 different schools in my career.
Cool.
Are there any highlights of your career?
Getting to work with the musicals here at Pennfield as well as at the high school, I would have to say that was probably my favorite thing. And just getting to know kids and watching their talents develop through the years.
I think for me the highlights are people. I'm really, really fortunate to spend time with great people over these years, and some have come and gone, but we have a really big music department, and they're part of my special people too, and I think that's probably the greatest memory is being with great people.
What are your plans after retirement?
Well, I'm going to have my other knee replaced so that I can be able to dance in the future, because I do love to dance, and it was just getting painful. So, and then I'm going to go to the Outer Banks in September, which I have a friend that goes every year, and I can never go with her because I'm teaching. So I'm going to go this year, and after that, just kind of just live life, you know.
Well, for me, I look forward to fishing in the month of September, things like that. I want to do more trumpet playing. Mrs. O is also retiring, and since I've been to Hawaii twice because of the North Bend Band program, and this one's the one that sort of really counts, we're going to go to Hawaii for our big celebration of this next stage in life. And the other thing I'm getting to do, because I'm not done doing what I do, is I have a really nice part-time job lined up as the assistant band director at Villanova University. So that's a piece of the rest of my chapter, and the rest will figure itself out.
What was your proudest moment in school?
When I was in school, my proudest moment probably would have to be when I was in the high school choir and did the high school theater program, because I also graduated from North Penn. So being connected to all of that still is really kind of full circle for me. So I would have to say that's probably my proudest moment.
Anything that stands out for me definitely had to do with playing that trumpet. I went to Methacton School District just below here and had a really, really great program, and there were some people that really provided me with some great opportunities. For that, I'm really grateful.
Very cool. What are some things that you want the students and staff at Pennfield to know before you leave?
That I have enjoyed my job tremendously. It has been a second home for me for the last 27 years, and I will miss the people, but I still feel like I'm part of the family. And teaching some great students who I will miss.
I too am really fortunate because I can say 39 years in, I still really enjoy what I do, and I really love teaching middle school, and this was a great place to be to do that. The thing I would also say is that what helps you, whether you are a student or whether you're us as adults, is surround yourself with good peeps. You know, people that are there for you, people that catch you when you're sort of falling, and the ones that pick you up when you do end up hitting the ground, you know. And I've had a lot of people here over the years that have been that close, and I really appreciate that.
So to go off of what you were saying about your favorite people and surrounding yourself with them, tell me about the staff and the teachers during your teaching.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, a lot of the staff that are here now also were here when I started. Well, maybe not a lot. Some of them have retired already, but there are a lot of new staff members that I hear their name and I really don't know who they are, and that to me feels really weird, because I think I used to know just about everybody here. But I would have to say that the staff here at Pennfield is the best. They are caring, and they care about not only the students but also other staff members. We hold each other up, and that's a cool thing.
And that is, and that's, our answers are very similar. Like, we've been teaching together for 23 years.
Yeah.
But it really is that ultimately what we do in a place like a school has to do with people.
Mm-hmm.
And when we sometimes have so many things spinning around the job part of it, the thing we always have to remember is what this really has to do with. It has to do with being there for each other. And again, whether it be this way or with colleagues or whatever, that's really what the most important thing about here at Pennfield provides for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
What was your favorite memory from Pennfield?
That's really hard. I have some really good memories from Pennfield. One of the best has to do with a loss that I suffered 3 years ago, and my students at the time, this was before COVID, my ninth graders at the time really helped me through a very difficult time. And they are now seniors, and I really think about that and the fact that they cared enough to do something very special for me that I will never forget. And then the other thing is when we do our musicals, we work as a team together and produce these great shows, and the kids love it. And they also say that that's one of their fondest memories of being at Pennfield is the musicals that we put on.
You know, probably if you would have asked me that 10 or 12 years ago, I would have talked about memories that had to do with, you know, the first time a group was selected to perform at a special performance that we auditioned for, and I was really proud of that because it was a goal-oriented person, and it was great to reach that accomplishment. But I have always said, and I always say this to my students, that for me the greatest memory is when I get to see students who I used to teach. That's where the memories are built. For me, it's the people I taught 30, almost 40 years ago that I can still say once in a while I run into, and I love seeing people who I taught before to see how they are.
During your time here, did you participate in any extracurricular activities or clubs?
Well, when I was in school or when I was here? I mean, I've been a theater director. I do the music, the vocals for the theater, and at some time long ago, not here at Pennfield, but in another building I was in, I was like one of the advisors for Purple and White Night when it was Penndale long ago, when it was 8th and 9th grade. That was a long time ago. So I had been involved with students a lot, and the vocal ensemble and those kinds of things. But it's usually been music oriented.
And I would say the same, just by the nature of what we do, we're always doing those extra kind of groups that meet outside the day.
And our final question for this interview, what will you miss most about Pennfield?
I'd say one word: people.
People.
This.
Yeah.
This. Yeah. You know, that's the best part of it.
Yeah. Staff and students
Yeah.
alike. You know, it's that's going to be the hardest thing, not to see smiling faces, not to, you know, think about, oh, it's the first day of school and I don't have to be there, but I'm missing out on all that, you know. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you both.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Nice
enjoy
job.
your retirement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing teachers. Now, let us go to Butt and Ruth with our entire year sports recap.
How's your season?
It was good. We all played very well together and grew as a team going against other schools.
How's the last season? I mean, the last season we went, I wouldn't say the last season went great, but I mean, we don't look at numbers, you know? I mean, just a heck of a season, great talent on and off the field. I mean, the numbers, you know, numbers don't lie. We'll say we did get blown out a couple of games, but I mean, realistically, very fun season.
Was there improvement?
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially like, I know I've never picked up on cross stick before, and then the last game I had 4 goals, like a little hat trick. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you love to see it, and season may not have been an undefeated season or anything, but it wasn't a defeated season, so you love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, my name's Colin, and I'm captain of the wrestling team. Our season went pretty well. We had a bunch of first-year wrestlers on our team, and they learned and grew from the season.
Hi, I'm Hager Slater. I'm on the 7th and 8th grade track team. Our record was 72, and our team looked pretty good the entire season, improving and growing stronger with chemistry and overall performance.
What a great year. Finally, here is our 9th grade goodbyes for this 2022 to 2023 school year.
Dorney Park was pretty nice. You missing school and going to Dorney.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dorney was real fun. Also, playing sports, join sports with all your friends. It's a great time.
Yeah, sports were pretty fun.
You know, shout out to my guy, Mr. Bruner. Mr. Bruner's my guy. He's probably one of my favorites.
I really like Miss Petrilla. She was really nice.
Also, Mr. Richard, those were probably my 2 favorites, and Coach Childs, those are my top 3.
Oh, Child's on. Yeah.
My last favorite thing about Penfield is participating in gym class with Miss Anthony, because I'm the best in the class. Oh yeah. And I always participate. Always, like always, always.
I want to shout out Mrs. Schwartz because she's really nice and she always answers my questions.
I'm going to shout out Mr. Dickinson because his class is really easy and he lets me play Papa's Pizzeria.
The Dorney trip was good.
In Mrs. Rudolph's 8th grade history class, we played silent ball and I think I was good at it. Sure.
My favorite teacher was probably my Japanese teacher, Yoshimi Sensei.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a 9th grader at Penfield. And my favorite teacher at Penfield is Miss Rodriguez. She has helped me through so much, and I couldn't even take Spanish this year, but she's still been such a good teacher to me. And a lot of my favorite memories at Penfield are when we do fun things like Blue and Gold Day and all those fun activities. So yeah, enjoy your time at Penfield.
So there was a Miss Moisture's class, I was in study hall, and so I was in her classroom, and everybody told me to, so I went under Mr. Child's, like, the big fancy desk, and I hid under his desk for, like, half an hour during the 40-minute class, and then popped out, and then I got detention, but it was worth it. Yeah, I mean, I like Mr. Romano's class. I had Mr. Glasgow's class. It was a pretty crazy class. I don't know how much he liked us, but everybody in that class was crazy. Oh, and Miss Rudolph. Miss Rudolph was great. I liked her class. We played silent ball and stuff.
Favorite memory, 100% Rock of Ages. That was the first time I actually got interested in theater and got over stage fright for the very first time. Favorite teacher, I have a bunch, like Mr. Richard, Mr. Romano, Sands, Brick. I'd say all-time favorite would probably be Richard. And someone I might think something I might take with me into the high school is my writing skills, because I'm a writer, so writer, and I'm actually writing something called Rock On, which I actually plan to get directed.
I guess my favorite teacher would probably be like Miss Levitan or Miss Rudolph, because I think they're both really good history teachers that like explain stuff really well. Like, favorite memory probably had to be like Blue and Gold Day, either this year or last year. Both were really fun. I liked last year, Mrs. Rodriguez did salsa dancing in her room during Blue and Gold Day, and that was pretty fun.
2-1. Hi, I'm Brooke.
And I'm Mila.
And our favorite teacher is Miss Dillon.
And
our favorite memory
is Dorney Park.
Probably Coach Sham. He helped me through like everything while I was at Pennfield.
Probably being in lunch bunch with Miss Flannery. It was like, because the lunchroom is so loud, it gave me anxiety, and the lunchroom that I'm in now, with Miss Flannery, it helped a lot, and it made everything a lot better.
My favorite memory from this year is probably the 9th grade formal, because I had fun with my friends and we got to do a lot.
My favorite memory of Pennfield was also the 9th grade formal because it was really fun.
My favorite teachers from my middle school years are probably Mr. Romano and Miss Rudolph.
My favorite teacher from Pennfield is Miss Fulp.
And something I'll be taking from Pennfield is like my friends and all that and how everything went.
What I'll take from Pennfield is everything I learned and everyone I met on my way through middle school.
My favorite memory, I guess, it would be Blue and Gold Day for last year, and probably the 9th grade concert. My favorite person in this school building, well, I have a couple, like Miss Flannery, Mr. Richard, Miss Brick, but my all-time favorite is Mr. Rachowski, the band teacher. I guess Pennfield was one of the best schools I ever attended to.
So my favorite memory of Pennfield was when we went to Dorney Park, and just all of 9th grade. It was a very fun year because it was normal. On like 8th and 7th grade, we had to deal with COVID. So I would say Blue and Gold Day was very fun, and Dorney Park was awesome because you don't really get to do much field trips anymore once you leave elementary school. So felt good getting out there.
Was Blue and Gold Day, because Blue won and I was on Blue, so it's pretty good. But I think I also gotta say my favorite teacher, Miss Levitan, but like second favorite. So like top 3: Miss Levitan, Mr. Romano, and Mr. Richard.
My name's Jack Silvers, and what I'm going to take from Pennfield is the great environment here. Everybody was welcoming, the students were great, the teachers, I thought they were very encouraging, and they provided a great education for me, and that's something I'm going to take from Pennfield.
Okay.
My favorite memory has to be, I think last year when I won Student of the Month award. It's gotta be my favorite reward, I think. That's a lot. Not reward, favorite memory. And my favorite teacher is Mr. Stans. Mr. Stans is my favorite because he helps me with my work and he helped me pass the school year.
I think my favorite part might have been when I was on a roller coaster with Mr. Stans. We had a very good time and there was a lot of emotions going around. And my favorite teacher has to be either Mr. Sands or Mr. Richard, because they let me go to classes and say whatever I want.
Alright. So my favorite memory from this school year is definitely when we went to Dorney Park and I was sitting there in the possessed.
There was that one kid.
And I was sitting next to my friend Michael, and he's never ridden on a roller coaster before. And because he's from like a different country. So I was like, by the way, we're going straight up and straight back down. He looks at me and he's like, wait, what? And then the ride starts and then we go forward and we go up and then we go back down. And yeah, and I think he's so And my favorite teacher? Oh no, I got a lot of favorites. I'm gonna go either Mr. Stans, Mr. Romano, or Miss Levis.
Ready. So my favorite memory from Penfield was going to Dorney Park. One of my favorite teachers is Mr. Romano and Mr. Richard. Mr. Romano helped me with IXLs, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to be in this class. And we go to the gym at the end of the day, and yeah, that's it.
My favorite memory in Penfield was when we were able to go to Dorney Park. It was really fun.
Okay, my favorite thing about Penfield is my best friend, Dr. O'Sullivan.
Teacher? No. Yeah, Miss Rudolph all the way. Miss Rudolph all the way, yeah. I would say Miss Andre, for real. She my favorite teacher still, cause like we go way back to the beginning of the year. But Miss Dillon, you was cool too. Yeah, Miss Dillon cool. She cool.
Yeah. So I want to start out by talking about a new teacher this year, Mr. Benner. He always had a funny joke to make, and he was very detail-oriented, which always helped me study for the final. Then there was Miss Folk, Mr. McSherry, and Miss Rodriguez. They always had a funny joke to make, which was always good because it helped me get through this year. Miss Taylor, always talented in whatever she was doing, and always had a fun project for us. We did 2 play projects this year, which was awesome. Next up, Mr. Romano. He always brought us down to the library, which is where we are now, and it helped me focus so much more. Next up is Miss Hoffman. She always helped me out. We called her Miss Helpful Hoffman, and she helped me out whether it was a personal project or a school project, always helped me out with whatever I had. Then I want to say thank you to the lunch staff. They were always very kind to me and helpful. Thank you, some special shout out to Miss Kim, who always gave me rolls this year. They were delicious. Somebody who's behind the scenes right now with us, Miss Dillon, always had the IMC open for me, whether she was eating lunch or not. Thank you, Miss Dillon. Always letting me print, always letting me walk in, grab a book, read for like a couple minutes, and then leave. Miss Moister, Miss Anthony in basic, fun group throughout the year. It ended a little bit early, but that's fine. It was fun. Miss Panoranda, there was this funny story about Miss P. She took 1 point off of an assignment because she couldn't read my handwriting, and so there's a new inside joke about my handwriting and how bad it is. Special shout out to Mr. Tim, Mr. Joe, Mr. Frank for keeping our school safe, and Mr. Ray, who's retired, but they were all great and always kept our school safe. And last teacher I want to shout out, special, huge shout out if possible. I don't know how to do that here. Big shout out. Miss Bovell, throughout Stuco and track, always helped me out. We couldn't really have run student council without Miss Bovell, so thank you. And have a great one, Penfield. Congratulations, everybody.
I think my favorite memory of Penfield is probably just every single day in Penfield, whether it was like the virtual year in 7th grade, which was really weird, or like 8th grade or 9th grade, because every day was just so different and there was always something to look forward to. Whether it was 8th grade, it was like English class, or if it was math class, or 9th grade, where like everybody's just in the final home stretch and we all just don't want to do anything, but we're all doing things. And it's really fun to see how much people grow. And so, yeah. And a huge shout out to the security guards because they're great. And a huge shout out to the water here because the water here is so fresh and good.
PFTV is the best part about the school and no one can take my life.
Good morning, Penfield Middle School.
My name is Ethan Hager.
I am Deblina Kundu.
Today is Wednesday.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
That marks the end of our school year and our last Charger Time for this year.
Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, be respectful, be responsible, and be kind.
See you soon, Penfield.
And I will see all of you on North Penn now.
In 3 years.
Okay, I'll still be a cameraman.
Thank you.